Hello there guys, and welcome to our second website building our own website tutorial. In this tutorial we're going to talk about our base CSS. So we're going to write our base CSS file, which we will CSS is basically used to style our HTML pages. As you see, and by the end of this tutorial series you guys will have created your own first website, and which using the skills that you will learn throughout this series of tutorials can create your own unique HTML pages. Alright, so to waste no more further time, let's go ahead and start in this tutorial. This tutorial will be a little bit longer than the first one, so if you didn't watch the first one, go ahead and watch that and then resume with this one. Alright, so to get started with this, let's go ahead and create a new I'm using Notepad++, by the way. I'm going to create a new file, and I'm going to go ahead and save this as. I'm going to save it inside my website folder where I created, so I can store all the files regarding my first website. Within that folder, I'm going to create a new folder called CSS, and in this CSS folder I'm going to go ahead and create a CSS file called base.css, and we're going to explain in a minute what we're going to do here. As we're writing our code, don't worry if you don't understand something. We're going to go ahead and explain it while we're writing our code, so you guys better understand what's going on. Alright, so first of all, let's go ahead and start typing body and div dl dt, and we're going to explain in a minute what these are. If you do not know some of these tags, you can easily look them up, but we will explain it shortly. Li, H1, H2, and then we have 4, 3, 4, 5, and H6, which are our headers, and then we have pre, and then we have a field set. Do not worry if this is like a lot, guys, don't worry, we're gonna explain shortly what these tags mean, although you might understand this tag text area, what that means. And let's go ahead and type block quote. These are the HTML tags which you can easily search on the web and understand what it means. So in here we're going to define the style for this particular tags that we mentioned up there, and padding I will set to 0. Alright, so what we did here, what are we saying in this statement here? So basically, for all the tags that are listed here in our base CSS class, all these tags, body, div, dl, dt, our list, our headers, I want the margin and the padding to be 0. Basically, I don't want them to be spaced out or be far away from each other, so I set those to 0. Next, let's go ahead and set our HTML and body tags again, and we will explain while we are doing this once we go ahead. And so I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to put margin 0, and I'm going to do the padding 0. You don't have to do this base CSS file, but it is useful as in each page of your HTML website you can create a CSS file for that particular page where you can apply all the styling that you need. But if you for some reason do not want to apply, you wanted to apply the default styling, you can use this base class. So this base class will be applied to all the pages that do not have any styling in particular that you guys do not. So let's say you create another page called not home page, but let's say you created the about me page, and in that page you do not create a CSS file for that page to apply particular styling on that page. So you can simply just call or use this base.css file to apply that styling. So this base will go across all the pages and will be basically the bottom line CSS file, which will be our default styling for our page. And again, you can play around with these numbers, and you can look up these headers, which are very simple on Google too. It's better understand them. And then let's go ahead and define our table, give it some styling. So I'm going to set the border here collapse, And these are all our keywords that you see they're being highlighted in a different color. They're keywords being recognized by the CSS language. So the border collapse, I want the table to be collapsed. This is just some of the default styling. So if you don't quite understand some of the tags, what they mean, do not worry, as we will explain them one by one. And then we have a field set and also an image. And simply for this, let's go ahead and just make a border, set that to 0. So this base class can be applied as basically as a reset class. So if you applied the particular styling in a page and you want everything to go back to normal and you don't want any spacing or any color, the only different color text, or you want your table to be collapsed, you can just call this base class and everything will go back to normal. That's why we need this class, just in case we want to remove all the styling from that page and just apply our default templates or our default styling. Let's go ahead and add a few more here. So let's go ahead and add the ordered and unordered list. So UL means unordered list and OL means ordered list. And in here, let's go ahead and so since they're lists, they have styles. So we can call the list style, and what we're gonna apply is we're not gonna put any style. So we're gonna set the style to none. And in each page that we create, we can apply the particular style of the list in that particular page, as we can make each of our pages, our HTML pages, have different styles, and we can apply those in those particular CSS files that apply to that page. Alright, next here, let's go ahead and type pound, and we're gonna explain what pound means in a minute. And I'm gonna call this parent container, or you can call it main container or whatever you guys wish. And in this parent container here, I'm going to set the width to be 100%. And what this means, I want my HTML page to basically be the size of the screen. And you can also set a minimum width, what you want the minimum width to be. And I'm going to set the minimum width to be let's say 985 pixels. So that's the minimum that my page can be. And I'm going to apply a margin, and I'm going to set the margin to 0 pixels for this. And then the background, we can apply a background color here. And let's say I will make my background, just for this example, yellow. Under the parent container, I'm going to have a container. And if you do not understand, guys, simply do not worry. As we go in our next tutorial, we're going to go ahead back and forth in this styling file that we created, and we're going to explain what the parent container means and what the container and why we are applying those styles, and how you can change those and make them your own. So the container here, I'm going to set the position relative. I'm going to set the width to 100%, and I'm also gonna go ahead and have a background. So we can set the background color here. So the background color, let's say for our let's make this one white for right now, and we're gonna go ahead and change it in future tutorials where we can make it look a little bit neater and nicer. Alright, so we're gonna stop here for this tutorial. So what we did up here, as you can see, guys, the highlighted text that I just the text that I just highlighted, these are the what we want it to be by default. So anything inside our so our body, our divs, which are sections in the page which we can define, and and all these other tags, we are defining a default default properties for those particular tags. As well as we are doing the same thing down here. And the reason we're doing that is for each page that we create, we're gonna simply apply, we're gonna create a CSS file for that particular page, where we're gonna apply its unique style for that page. But let's say we wanted to reset all that, and how we could use a file or have a default template, and that's where this comes in, which is our default template, and also this. And we're going to talk about in our next tutorial what the parent container and the container are and what they mean. So thank you for watching this tutorial, guys. I know it was a little bit long, and if you are a little bit confused about this tutorial or you do not understand something in particular, you can simply search Google search some of these tags, and you will get more details or what they mean and how you can effectively use them. If you have any questions or you would like to ask me anything, just leave a message. And if you haven't watched my tutorials, guys, also watch those. As watching my tutorials and subscribing to my channel, guys, it really means a lot. So again, thank you for watching, and stick around for our next tutorial where we are going to explain what the parent container is and what the container is. So thank you for watching, and again, don't forget to subscribe, guys. Thank you.